Hello friends, in this video we are going to learn about the sciatic nerve. The root value of the sciatic nerve is L4 to S3. It is from the ventral rami of L4 to S3. Okay, the branches of the sciatic nerve are tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve. The root values of the tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve are tibial nerve L4 to S3, for common peroneal nerve L4 to S2. And so the sciatic nerve supplies the posterior compartment of the thigh and runs along the posterior compartment of the thigh and divides in the superior angle of the popliteal fossa into tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve. And now let us see clearly about the sciatic nerve. So as I already mentioned, sciatic nerve root values L4 to S3, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3 in the pelvis and the gluteal region. So the sciatic nerve originates from this ventral rami. Okay, now the sciatic nerve moves in the posterior compartment of the thigh and piercing the piriformis muscle. Okay, piercing the piriformis muscle, it it is passing downward to the posterior compartment of the thigh, vertically downward. Okay, now what I mentioned here is the blue color mentioned one is tibial nerve. As I already mentioned, the root value of tibial nerve is L4 to S3, so I mentioned L1, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3 for the tibial nerve, and for the common peroneal nerve it is L4 to S2. So L4, L5, S1, S2, so it is common peroneal nerve. So you should not confuse here, because it is they are the component of the sciatic nerve. Okay, so the component is itself a sciatic nerve. So now the sciatic nerve pierces the piriformis muscle and it moves vertically downward through the posterior compartment of the thigh. Okay, and it supplies the posterior compartment muscles like semitendinosus, semimembranosus, long end of biceps femoris, ischial head of adductor magnus. The tibial part, tibial nerve, that is a component of the sciatic nerve that supplies the four important muscles: semitendinosus, semimembranosus, long head of biceps femoris, and ischial head of adductor magnus. Okay, but only one muscle which is supplied by the common peroneal part or peroneal part of the sciatic nerve is short head of biceps femoris. This is most important point. Okay, now the sciatic nerve moves along the superior angle of the popliteal compartment. Now it divides into two parts, which is tibial nerve and the common peroneal nerve. Now let us see the tibial nerve. The tibial nerve in the popliteal fossa supplies the plantaris, medial head of gastrocnemius, and lateral head of gastrocnemius muscle. Okay, and also it supplies the knee joint and popliteus muscle. Now it moves along the vertically downward to the leg and supplies the soleus muscle and tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, and flexor hallucis longus. You should remember here the tibial nerve supplies the flexor compartment. Okay, okay, now also it supplies one of the branch from the tibial nerve is the sural nerve. Okay, so one of the branch of the sural nerve is the sural communicating nerve. It communicates with the common peroneal nerve part. Okay, common peroneal nerve part, sural communicating branch, and it supplies the lateral side of the foot and the little toe. Okay, okay, let us come to the tibial nerve. So it supplies these four muscles of the leg and it moves vertically downward along the foot and supplies these many muscles. So let us see clearly. So now this tibial nerve comes downward and divides into two nerves, that is medial plantar nerve. This one is medial plantar nerve and lateral plantar nerve. This medial plantar nerve supplies the abductor hallucis muscle, flexor digitorum brevis muscle, and flexor hallucis brevis muscle, and first lumbrical. Okay, the medial plantar nerve supplies the four important muscles of the foot, and lateral plantar nerve supplies these many types of muscle. Okay, let us see slowly. Flexor digitorum accessorius is supplied by the lateral plantar nerve, and abductor digitae minimi and flexor digitae minimi brevis, and second, third, fourth lumbrical, and all intraossei muscles, and adductor hallucis longus, adductor hallucis muscle. Okay, Now also the lateral plantar and the medial plantar nerve supplies the sole of the foot by the combination of both the nerves. Okay. Let us see the common peroneal nerve part. The common peroneal nerve, as I already said, its sural communicating branch communicate with the sural communicating nerve of the tibial nerve and supplies the lateral side of the foot and the little toe. Also, one of its branches gives rise to different branches like lateral sural nerve and genicular branches on the popliteal fossa. Okay, on the popliteal fossa, it also gives lateral sural nerve and genicular branches. And now in the leg, it is giving two branches like superficial peroneal branch and deep peroneal branch. Okay, now the superficial peroneal branch supplies only the two muscles, peroneus longus muscle and peroneus brevis muscle, two muscles. Okay, now the deep peroneal branch gives rise to or supplies four muscles, mainly tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, extensor hallucis longus, and the peroneus tertius. You can remember it as deep peroneal part of the common peroneal nerve supplies the anterior compartment or the extensor compartment of the leg. Okay, you can remember as it is like this. For tibial nerve, you can remember the tibial nerve supplies the posterior compartment of the leg or the flexor compartment of the leg. Okay, now let us see. Also, the superficial peroneal branch supplies the skin of the lateral side of the leg muscle. Okay, skin of the lateral side of the leg. Okay, now the deep peroneal part of the common peroneal nerve supplies the ankle joint. Okay, now along the superficial peroneal branch gives rise to or supplies the skin of the dorsum of the foot. So you must remember which supplies the skin of the dorsum of the foot is superficial peroneal branch of the common peroneal nerve supplies the skin of the dorsum of the foot. Okay, now in the foot, the deep peroneal branch supplies the extensor digitorum brevis and extensor hallucis brevis. In the tibial nerve, you can easily remember as this extensor compartment you can change into flexor compartment. So in the tibial nerve, flexor digitorum brevis and flexor hallucis brevis are supplied by the tibial nerve, but the extensor compartment is supplied by the deep peroneal nerve. Just a small change. Okay, you can remember as it is like this. Okay, now also it supplies the skin of the first webbed space. Okay, okay, in this video we have been clearly learnt about the sciatic nerve and its divisions and its origin. Thank you for your patient listening.